Welcome back, Lovestylers. This is Misty on the mic today. I'm going to try this solo cast thing. I've only done one other by myself, and I want to be proud of myself for stepping outside of the boundaries of what I'm used to doing. So hopefully it comes out great. How are you all today? I hope you are well. I want to thank you for tuning in. So I'm going to try to do about 5 minutes on each topic of these three things: overgifting, overhelping, and overgiving. Overgifting is buying people too many things to either say you're sorry or to show them love. Which is it? I have found when people overgift that there's an alternative reason. I hate to be a downer about this, but there seems to be a reason they want to give you so many gifts. Now, it could be love. It depends what kind of mood you're in, which way you want to receive it. It's really love. Let's not get it twisted, but it's showing love in a tactical form, in a practical form, in the way of a gift. So let's today say it's love, because this is Lovestyle, and I want to keep this a very upbeat channel. Thank you again for tuning in, because I know my content has taken a turn from being a carnivore lifestyle based content channel to music lately. I hope you're finding the pivot to be acceptable. And if not, maybe, tune out. That's okay too. But I got to tell you something. You might want to keep an eye over here on us at Lovestyle, whether it's me talking alone or with Andrew, my musician, soulmate, lover, best friend. And he's not here today. He's working. And I send you love from afar, Andrew, but it's not that far anyway. So have you noticed when somebody messes up, they give you a gift? It seems to be a thing. The old guy comes home with roses for the wife. It's not her birthday. It's not Mother's Day. It's not Valentine's Day. It's a regular Tuesday. But they're giving gifts. And I feel like it's a way of saying, I'm sorry sometimes, instead of just saying they are sorry. Now, it's still acceptable to receive the gift, and it's still acceptable to give the gift. But I always wonder, oh no, what did they do wrong to where they have to gift me something instead of use words? Now, whatever your love language is may depend on how you accept the gift or how you are suspicious of it. So I've been on both sides. Of course, you have too, and it's up to you. We usually do accept the gift because it is a form of love, really. And if it's a form of, I'm sorry, I'm going to just say there are other ways. Some of us, our love language is words of affirmation. That happens to be my love language. And some people show it in other ways. So overgifting can get you into some trouble. I'm going to just talk about that for a minute, of being, obviously, someone being suspicious of you. Okay. Especially with couples, because when guys cheat, they come with flowers. I know we usually see it in a movie. I know we usually feel it. And I'm not a fan of flowers. And I've pretty much, the men I've been with know that I don't love to be given flowers. I love how flowers look on clothing and, of course, in person. But I don't know my flowers like many women do, or many men even do. And maybe that's something I can get into. Maybe I can get into an appreciation for flowers. But the gifting is what I want to concentrate on today, because I don't want this to be a long video. Overgifting can get you in trouble. What I'm talking about is years and years of birthdays, of anniversaries, of Christmases, of Mother's Day, fill in the blank, Valentine's Day. If you overgift, you're going to find later in life, potentially, as I have, you shouldn't have done it. I hate to go this way on a channel based on love and Lovestyle and living a healthy lifestyle and loving yourself mostly. But if I could get back all of the money I ever spent on all of the deserving and undeserving gifts I've given out to the people, some of whom I don't speak to anymore, most of whom I don't speak to anymore, I would be maybe a richer woman. And that would help out because right now I'm laid off and I could use the extra money, to be honest with you. So if you ever want to overgift for this channel or myself, because I do this for completely free as of this moment and for the last 6 years, I want to say you can buy an album. Go to blackeyedsoul.com. It'll bring you to whichever album you want to buy, or you can even buy a song on any streaming platform. Now, I will accept that gift from you to listen to our music. And I don't think you're going to be sorry about this gift. But back to overgifting and wishing you had the money back when times are tougher. You kind of look back and go, gosh, I spent so much money on all these people, and then I could use the money now, and I, own my accomplishments, own my mistakes, own my not having enoughness, which is something I'm trying to coin, not enoughness. That'll be on a different, probably solo cast. And I think when you give someone a gift, it makes you feel great inside. Let's just talk about the good side for a second. It could have cost you a lot of money. I mean, you add the years up. I'm 54 and 2 weeks. And I got to tell you, if I had even just a dime for every gift I've given, I'd still have more money in my bank account. You get what I'm saying here? So be careful. Overgifting is going to cost you. Make sure the person is worth it. Make sure they are reciprocal in nature with their love for you. And overgifting could even mean giving too much love to the wrong person, to a stranger. Charity. I'm not against charity. It could be very, very nice for very many people. And I do give to charity. So I'm not against that either. But overgifting is different than regular gifting. So I want to be very, very clear that there's a big difference between the two. It's the 3 O's today. We're talking about overgifting, overgiving, and overhelping. Now, a form of overgiving is very much like overgifting. I'm not trying to be confusing here. I'm trying to bring forth the fact that putting someone before yourself is great, but not at the risk of either suffering yourself, not getting the response you wanted, or not saying you're sorry is not the reason to do it. So overgiving is really the same thing. And I want to talk about actions here. Now, some of us, our love language is acts of service. And if you haven't looked into the 5 love languages, I'm going to let the original author take credit. Look up 5 love languages. I forget who the author is right now. A good friend of mine in the past gave me the book, and it's great. Gifts is one that people gravitate towards. Acts of service is 2, like we're talking about with the overgiving, and I'm going to get into in a minute. Words of affirmation, that's mine. If people tell me I'm doing a great job, I just love it. Because, it doesn't happen that often. I'll be honest, I don't think we give each other enough words of affirmation. And to me, that's like God speaking right to my heart. So it's Dr. Gary Chapman, and the other two love languages are quality time and physical touch. Now, I know for a fact that physical touch, honorable mention here, is more important for men, in my opinion. This is my show, my opinion. That does not mean I'm right, guys. It means, tell me what you think in the comments. You know, I hardly get comments anymore, but these two might be something worth commenting about. And tell me what your favorite love language is, even though that is not the topic of the show. Maybe it needs to be. Maybe I'll do it next time. Maybe someone will steal this idea, because I don't see a lot of people talking about this. Now I'm learning to talk across the mic, and Andrew would be proud of me, because I think I know what he means now. He says talk across the mic, and that's just something I'm making myself do here. And I'm just speaking to myself and or anyone who thinks anything and that goes on in my mind is halfway interesting. You know, I like Mark Maron. He does like a show out of his garage. I think he still does it, today, but he just almost kind of, I don't want to say bitch, but he kind of talks about regular stuff. And podcasting is great now for us oversharers, which is not part of the episode with the over theme we have going here. But I am an oversharer, and I'm working on it. Anyway, so the other two parts of the love language, quality time, of course, that's important. Physical touch. Very important. Now, I still think that physical touch is more important for men than it is for women. We're running around, taking care of children. Physical touch might come to us last because we already gave some, not that we're limited on our physical touch per day. No one's adding them up. So we're not limited to how many times or how many approaches we make to another human being physically. But it does cross my mind that men are a little bit more susceptible to physical touch than women. And you can fight with me in the comments if you don't agree, because I need some physical touch, people. Okay, I'm just like you, and we all need it. It makes me think of babies. Women we're quick to take care of the animals and the babies first. We're last, and we put our husband in there or our loved one, man or woman, doesn't matter. Sometimes third, sometimes last, sometimes first. Hopefully. If you're really paying attention to this kind of stuff. We like to be distracted. And there's a 3x6 item that if someone took away from you for a few minutes, I want to do an experiment where we film people without their phones and see how many times they panic or go to grab it. I'm going to do it maybe at home, an experiment where I don't touch my phone all day and I see how many times that I go to use it. So you are being led by distraction. So some of this is not ever going to be able to be helped unless we really, 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 really try. Or the phones go away, or we all ditch them and we unplug. But a 3x6 box in front of you, my point being here, is running your life. It's running your life. So physical touch as one of the 5 love languages might be last on your list. Now, if a woman wants to test something out, so I'm 54 years old and I've been married for a long time. When you're with someone 30 years or 20 years, you sometimes forget how important it is to physically touch somebody. What men respond to best from their lover or wife or girlfriend or other. And men respond to their hair being stroked. Okay. To keep this nice and PG-13, if you rub your fingers through a man's hair, he will be butter in your hand. So that's the physical touch. And it kind of covers quality time too. Overgiving, not really. It's proper giving. It's just giving. And so I know I'm going off topic. I'm going to do that. I'm going to rant. I'm going to rant on this show. I want this to be my show about what I want to talk about in the very moment it's happening, like I'm doing now. Going off script. There is no script. There's notes, but I don't look at them after I write them. If you're like me, might have a little ADHD and make a list to go to the store and then not look at this list until probably the end or forget something. But I went way off topic here. So the overgiving is not the same as giving. And I just wanted to put in the 5 love languages because we are all so different. And it's making things difficult when they don't have to be. And being different than each other is the whole point here of living this life. And supposedly we agreed to all of this if you follow the beliefs and the roads that I go down. It's a contract. Some of us have like a let's chill contract in this lifetime, and some of us chose a different path. And that leads me, great segue, to the third over we're talking about, the 3 overs, overhelping. This one has affected my life tremendously. I always thought it was my job to make sure everyone around me was comfortable before ever thinking of myself. Now, as a woman, yes, we are made for having children, mostly, and other things, obviously. I don't have children, so obviously I'm here for a reason. So that's the whole contract thing, to try to change the world. But I've narrowed it down to try to change myself first so I can help the world. So this overhelping thing, we are literally not helping people when we overhelp them. We are not helping them. We are taking them. We are actually reverting their behavior. So if someone seems like they need a lot of help with regular social things, or they seem very immature, or they could have something wrong in their brain, and that's valid. Neurodivergency, on the spectrum. I don't like the R word, but you get it. That's different. But overhelping, people that didn't ask. I once had a boss tell me, overhelping. Oh, that's why that happened. Somebody came in and overhelped when you were taking care of your job just fine. And if you hear a snarky attitude behind that, that is me being me. And I am snarky about it. I got in trouble one time because someone else was butting into my work, which was already just perfectly fine. And then got pulled into an office with the superior, and I said somebody was trying to overhelp me. That's why I snapped at them. Yes, it was the 3rd time. They say give people 3 chances, which is kind of interesting because, you know, today we're talking about 3 overs: overgifting, overgiving, and overhelping. Anyway, when you overhelp, sometimes it's very bad because you are putting someone else's job before your own, not with babies and not with old people and not with care. Although that can stunt somebody's growth too. And that's what I'm getting to is us ladies, and I don't mean to leave the men out because you guys are here too, ladies and men. When we do too many things for people before they get a chance to learn how to do it at their own pace, we are taking away their sovereignty and their autonomy. Not to use big words so early in the morning, but we are doing it for them. If you keep doing something for somebody and overhelp them, they are not going to learn their groove of learning themselves. There is no way that every single human on this earth learns the same way. There is no possible way on any universe that we could all learn the same way unless we are part of a culture that is being controlled very specifically. I have to tread very lightly with that subject on YouTube. But let's not overhelp and take away people's learning. And, when we have the phones going all the time, it really is just watching TV constantly. Like if you would have told me, in 1983 that I would have a TV with me everywhere I was, and I could make that TV tell me whatever I wanted it to tell me, I would say, kill me now. Like, what is the point of all this? Now, we can use it in a good way, like I'm trying to do here today. I know that's ironic. Misty, you're on social media. Misty, it's going to be played on my phone. You don't want me to listen to you? Not really. But I am one of the choices that you could make since you're going to listen to someone anyway. So I wonder if there'll ever be a day, going way off topic here, where we don't have a 3x6 television recorder and camera and every answer to everything you've ever wanted to know. Shout out to ChatGPT and Google. Even dreams. I looked up a dream yesterday where I was being forced to fly this tiny jet back and forth to different islands and different countries, and more people kept coming aboard, and I was being pressured. And I looked that shit up. It says exactly what you think it says. Your dreams mean exactly what you probably think they mean. And that could be another topic too, actually. Let me write that down. That's not bad, actually. Dreams. How many people are talking about dreams? And I think honestly, some of this stuff, I can't really talk about where they're spraying it from, but it's above your head. And, who knows what that does to remembering dreams, to forgetting weeks of dreams, and then having like a freaky dream. I think they're interesting. I don't think they're the end all be all to much, though. I think it's just a lot of static. Sometimes they're prophetic, though. And I have had a few of those and been right. Nothing, like earthquakes or anything like that, because I would be the overhelper in that case and try to tell the world quickly, hurry up, there's an earthquake coming. So overhelping, I think a lot of women do this because we're used to taking care of. We're the nurturers, which is great. It's great for kids. It's great for knowing what clothes go together for your husband. And that's when they need your help, when they're putting an outfit together. If you're married or with somebody and your partner says, hey, does this make me look fat? You better say yes if it does. Like, what are we doing here? I hope this podcast, this solo cast, doesn't come across as I have an attitude, or maybe I shouldn't worry about that. From a regular lady to a menopausal, semi-irregular, regular lady. And I'm also trying to add a little bit of humor. So if anything's funny, let me know, because Andrew and I are going through a little bit of a funny period where I'm trying to riff while we discuss things to see if he laughs. Now, I am watching The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel for the third time. It's probably the best thing you'll ever see in the next 30 years. Like, watch it. It's on Prime. It's on fucking Prime. Watch it. It's about Joan Rivers, loosely based. With my second favorite being Daisy Jones and the Six, which I'm going to do a whole video about. And if somebody copies me, I will come for you. I will come for you in the sweetest and nicest way possible. And ask you, before you do it, call me and we'll both talk about it and we'll do a podcast together. And you tell me what you liked and I'll tell you what I liked. Blessings to everybody. Love and light. Nothing but love and light from my heart to those who want to be better. I know I want to be better, even though I feel like the overgiving didn't get enough time. Damn it. It's all the same thing. Overgiving is overgifting, is overhelping, which are all really the same thing if you think about it. So maybe I'll use this part for a post. Sometimes people like to hear what I have to say while I'm editing, and I hope I've been some bit of help for you today. And please feel free to hit me up in the comments. We'll see you next time on the Lovestyle podcast. Peace and out.